Hi, welcome to TechO.com. I'm TechO. It's still January, so are you working on your resolutions? Now, remember this, resolutions set goals, but plans are what make those goals achievable. So let me ask you this, when you set your resolutions like me, every year in January you sit down and work through 4 or 5 things that you want to resolve to do. Did you make plans to put those resolutions into a driving force, into an implementation schedule? If you haven't, they're just good wishes. It's the same in business. Have you set goals for your business a year ahead, 2 years ahead? If so, have you got plans to achieve those goals? Now, let me just say to you that if you don't have plans, all you're doing in your business is drifting along. You don't really know where you want to go. It might be in your head, but it's just a dream. If you really want to get to what's in your head, you need to set goals and create an action plan to achieve those goals. That's the only way you're going to make your ideas, your dreams, achievable in real life. So if you've set goals, have you got a plan? And if you do have a plan, how do you keep that front of mind? Because like resolutions, you get caught up, don't you? On a day-to-day basis, you have to do this, you have to do that, and then gradually at the end of 3 months, you go, oh, I had those things I wanted to do, all those goals I wanted to achieve, I just got caught up in these day-to-day things. Well, you can't get caught up. Somehow, you've got to keep your plan front of mind. How do they do that? Well, I've got an idea for you. I call it a plan on a page. Let me show you. Take out a piece of paper and turn it landscape so it's that way around and draw 3 columns. At the top of the first column, I want you to write the header goals. Second column, headed up strategies. Third column, headed up key actions. Okay? Goals, strategies, key actions. Then I want you to write in the first column those goals that you set for yourself in your plan. Now, I just want to talk about making sure that those goals are in what I call a SMART format. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, result-oriented, and time-based. You want to make sure you write your goals following that format. Make sure that it is specific so you don't get confused about what it is you're trying to do. I mean, you think you know it now. 6 months later, you start to get confused on the detail. Make sure it's written specifically. Make sure it's written in such a way that it's measurable so you know how much of something you're trying to achieve. If you want to increase sales, make sure you're talking about 10% or 5% per month or whatever the measurable amount is of that goal. Then the A for achievable is like a common sense test. Look, am I shooting for the moon? Am I going too far? Do I think I can really achieve that goal? Make sure it's achievable. And the R stands for result oriented. So you want to write the goal in such a way that you're describing a result, not the action to get there. That action about increasing sales by 10%, for example, that's a result oriented goal because at the end of the day, you'll have 10% extra sales. A action-oriented goal is to increase sales by increasing your marketing. Well, that doesn't tell you anything. It's just an action, and you're hoping to get whatever sales you're increasing by. It's not specific either. The T stands for time-based. So whatever goal you have, you could say by the end of the year, at the end of the month, 10% every month, and so on. And make sure that there's a way you can say, yeah, I've succeeded, and I've hit the timeline, and I've got to my goal. Once you've written your goals down, go to the next column and write 1 or 2 key strategies for how you're going to action those goals. Strategies are those broader, high-level things that you want to do. For example, if your goal is to increase your sales by 10% in 12 months, then a couple of your strategies might be, number 1, make sure you have effective advertising that targets 20 people a week. That's a strategy that you can implement. Second strategy might be hold sales twice a year in your store so that you attract more customers and you're able to put your goods in front of 60 customers a day, whatever the strategy is. No more than 1 or 2 per goal, because otherwise then it starts to get a bit too competitive in what you're trying to achieve. So they're key strategies. Once you've done that, go into the third column and work out for each strategy what are the key actions for you to get there. So write down steps like, for example, putting in the calendar those twice a year sales periods that you're going to hold sales for, or write down the actions about learning about how to market effectively, and whatever those key actions are. And then for each of those steps, work out who is going to do them and when they're going to be done by, so that they're actually actionable. Okay. So there you go. Once you've finished, you've got a plan on a page which have your goals in one column, how you're going to implement them in the strategies in the middle column, and then actual steps that you're going to take to implement those strategies in the third column. Okay, that's great. You've got a summarized plan. How do you keep it front of mind? Well, here's a couple of things you can think about. Firstly, place it in front of or on something that you're going to see every day. Maybe it's your desktop. Maybe when you open your diary, it's there in front of it if you have a physical diary, or if you're using Outlook or some kind of digital diary, that maybe it pops up. There's a widget to make it pop up so you can have a look at the plan on a page every day. Number two, what you can do is get your diary, whether it's physical or digital, and every month, at the beginning of the month, write down now the milestones you want to get to by that month. And then the week ahead, before you start that week, look at those milestones and write down which actions in your action list you're going to do that week. And then on the day, the beginning of the day, at 8 o'clock every day, or whatever it is you start work, write down which one action you will take that day, so that you're breaking down your activities into months, weeks, and days. And if you're doing that every week, because you'd have written your milestones for 12 months ahead, if you do that every week and you do that every day, that's going to make you refer to your plan on the page every day and keep it front of mind. So there you have it, a simple business plan that comes from more detailed thinking into a summarized plan on a page. Now, go back to my website, techo.com. I've got plenty of articles about how to write business plans, what's in business plans, and lots of free tips, tools, and techniques about how to grow your business. So get across to techo.com, sign up, and make sure you get a newsletter delivered to your inbox every week that gives you these free tips, tools, and resources.